Hello and welcome to the last video lesson for the 20th book of my Physics 9 7E based self-learning module in Science 9. This is Sir CJ, and this session is divided into the following parts. The first part is under Associate, which is a concept mapping on projectile, impulse, and momentum theorem. Ayan, so another concept map. Actually, the logic of putting concept maps into the activities is actually to help you out in memorizing these factors, these quantities, and the relationship between them. Syempre, like some of us are siguro quite better at understanding and keeping these bits of information in mind when we have sort of like a visual representation of their characteristics and their relationships. Now, the second one is associate discussion. We will be discussing something about passive safety. Ayan. So, passive safety, that means designs ng cars, mga parts ng cars, and the way cars are, kumbaga, made to be safe on the road. Ayan. And then the last one is under communicate. You will be doing some research. You're gonna analyze some things, and then you're gonna be answering multiple choice summative assessment. So remember that this book is targeting the following learning competencies, and they are as follows. So you should be capable of inferring that the total momentum before and after the collision is equal, and that you should also be capable of examining effects and predict the causes of some collision related damages and injuries. This session is specifically found in the fourth unit, the 20th book of the 7E based self-learning module in Science 9. And remember as well that you are going to find this on pages 30 to 34. Yeah, so let's begin. So for the concept mapping, I want you to complete the following concept map by actually choosing the word or group of words from the box of terms and writing it down in each tile. Well, I was actually about to put this box, but I think even without that box, you can actually supply this with the missing terms. Ayan, so you may pause this video and work on completing this concept map all by yourself, and let's see how well you worked after a while. Are you done? Okay, now let's proceed to answering the concept map. Projectile possesses momentum, which is the product of mass and velocity. Momentum is conserved in all collisions, which may be elastic, perfectly inelastic, or inelastic. And momentum as well may be changed by applying impulse, which is the product of the application of force over a period of time. Ayan. So I hope that you guys got all of these boxes correctly. So in total, how many boxes do we have? So I think we have 10 boxes. Ayan. So I hope that you got 10 over 10 in this activity. Ayan. So we're done with the first part. Let us now proceed with the second part. This is Bella Bareni. And he is considered to be the father of passive safety. Safety is important in knowing what will happen when the car suddenly accelerates, or when we see some zones on the road that, when we take a wrong step, may lead to a severe accident. Will constantly remind us to be safe and how we can be safe. Now, speaking of safety, no one else was said to have paid car safety more thought and attention other than, again, this Australian Hungarian engineer, who is again considered to be the father of passive safety. Now, speaking of, passive safety refers to the measures taken to keep the driver and the passengers safe without conscious effort. So, ito yung mga parang safety measures na makikita na kaagad sa mga cars, sa mga vehicles, and they are actually protecting the driver and the passengers inside, even without the driver and the passengers conscious effort. So kahit wala silang gawin, yung pagkakadesign mismo ng car is actually making them safer compared to some other designs. So halimbawa, in this case, you will see the crumple zones over here sa may bandang harap and the crumple zones over here sa may bandang likod. And the passengers are sort of like confined in between them, right? Now, again, passive safety must not be confused with active safety, which refers to the things the driver and the passenger can do to keep themselves safe, such as yung presence ng brakes. That is more like an active safety measure. Ayan, so passive safety considerations involve the installation of some head restraints, mga head supports, mga seat belts, airbags, and other things that are actually found in the design of the car. Now, Bareni specifically owns the patent, actually, and a lot more patents at 2,500, hindi yan na, nasobrahan lang yan ng zero in total, for the design of crumple zones in front and at the rear of cars. So, pinapapatent yan ha, para kumbaga, they own the right to their own original creation. So, what do you call these? These are crumple zones. Very well. Now, let us consider the following illustration and answer the following guide questions. Based on the illustration, explain how crumple zones work in securing the driver and passengers inside the car. For this question, I just want you to really, kumbaga, focus on what you think. Okay, so whatever your answer is, I hope that you can evaluate it, okay, yourself, because I am not going to be providing any correct answer for this kind of question. And so you may take your time now to do some research to support your knowledge about the about crumple zones. If you need more time, remember to pause this video. Now, if you're through, let's proceed with the next question. Okay. Question number 2, what other features of modern cars add to the safety of the driver and the passengers inside that may not require conscious effort? So basically, what may be effectively considered passive safety measures other than what we discussed so far in this video lesson? Again, you may conduct your own research, you may have your own answers to this question, and I'm trusting that you know how to evaluate your own response. Are you through? Okay. That ends the second part of this session. Let us now proceed to the last part. Okay, so this is under communicate. It's about researching, analyzing, and some answering multiple choice items. Let's start with research. I want you to look up the maximum speed and the standard masses of the followings so that you can get their momentums. Now, arrange their momentums. The one with the highest momentum must be listed as the first, and the one with the least momentum must be listed as sixth. So again, look up their standard masses, and then look up their some of their maximum velocities. Yung mga nasa record. Ayan. And then rank them up from the first to the sixth. You may pause this video since you need more time. If you're through, let's proceed with the second part. Okay. The second part, you have to answer the following questions. So based on this photo, what do you think is the kind of collision that happened to the car and the truck in the photo? Pause this video if you need more time. If you're through, let us proceed with the next question. Question number 2, which vehicle suffered greater damage and why do you think so? Okay. If you need more time, pause this video. If you're done, let us proceed with the next and last question. Question number 3. How do you think are the drivers and the passengers protected in both vehicles? Pause this video if you need more time. If you're through, let us proceed to answering these questions. So for question number 1, it is perfectly inelastic. For question number 2, it is the smaller car. It has lower momentum, thus it is easier to be stopped, and also it's easier that it is easier for it to get some damages. compared to the bigger truck that has a higher momentum. And then at question number 3, the answer is through the crumple zones in front of the car, as you may see here, the airbags, and the seat belts. Okay, let us now proceed to the last part of communicate. Okay, let's answer the following questions. Get a sheet of paper and a pen. Now let's read the first item. You were riding a green Marisol jeepney when you saw the following vehicles having the same starting point. They are about to make the turn to the highway of San Fernando, that 4-lane wide highway. Which of them do you think will have the greatest momentum? Is it the bicycle, the jeepney, the tricycle, or a van? Pause this video if you need more time. If you're through, let us now proceed with the second question. After learning about impulse and momentum, Raphael started looking at instances around him where he can apply what he learned because he is so curious about what else can we do to make vehicles safer since his father is a truck driver. After school, he rode a jeepney that will enter Clark Main Gate when he noticed a delivery truck and a tour bus behind them, both having the same size. Which among the following instances will the truck have greater momentum compared to the tour bus? A. When the mass of the bus is larger than the truck and is moving faster. B. When the delivery truck gets twice the velocity and mass of the tour bus. C. When the delivery truck has the same mass as the bus but it is quite slower. D. When the bus is more massive than the truck but is moving at the same velocity as the truck. Pause this video if you need more time. If you're through, let us proceed with the third question. She rarely goes outside since the announcement of the lockdowns due to the pandemic. So when Jane finally got the opportunity to come with her parents, Uncle Jason and Aunt Annie, she was so excited to see the bayan once more. She noticed the following while they were waiting for the stop sign to say go in the street light near FCC Supermarket. She saw a single motorcycle that is around 125 kilograms and is about 30 kilometers per hour. It's moving at about 30 kilometers per hour. She also saw a 10-kilogram bicycle that is moving at around 20 kilometers per hour. She also saw a woman pushing a cart that may weigh around 40 kilograms at 10 meters per second. And she also saw a loaded tricycle bound to Ayala that may weigh around 450 kilograms at 20 meters per second. Now, which among the things Jane saw will have the least momentum? A. The cart. B. The tricycle. C. The bicycle. D. The single motorcycle. Pause this video if you need more time. If you're through, let us now proceed with the fourth question. Which among the options in item number 3 will have the greatest momentum? A. The cart. B. The tricycle. C. The bicycle. D. The single motorcycle. Pause this video if you need more time. Kung tapos ka na, let us now proceed with the next question. A red and blue Honda Civic made a head-on collision in the San Pablo Road near Sacop Homes in Magalang, Pampanga. The red Honda Civic had a velocity of 15 meters per second, while the red one, or I think the blue one, had 12 meters per second before the collision. If their collision resulted to them being stuck and moving with one velocity, what kind of collision did they have? A. Elastic. B. Perfectly inelastic. C. Inelastic. D. Perfectly elastic. If you need more time, pause this video. If you're through, let us now proceed to answering these questions. Question number 1, the correct answer is B. Jeepney. Question number 2, the correct answer is A. when the mass of the bus is larger than the truck and is moving faster? Question number 3. The correct answer is C, the bicycle. Question number 4. The correct answer is B, the tricycle. Question number 5. The correct answer is B, perfectly inelastic. So, how many of these questions did you get correctly? Write your score on the upper right-hand corner of your sheet of paper. This is the last session for the 20th book of Physics 9 based on the 7E-based self-learning module in Science 9 which I wrote. Okay, so in this video lesson, we covered the following: associate concept mapping on projectile and impulse momentum theorem. And then we also discussed passive safety. And then we had several activities under communicate to evaluate your learning. In this video lesson, we covered the following learning competencies: infer that the total momentum before and after collision is equal, and then examine effects and predict causes of collision-related damages and injuries. This has been Sir CJ, and I hope that I will see you in the next book in Physics 9 based on the 7E-based self-learning module in Science 9. Have a great day.